Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So in this video, we'll discuss the second problem of Leetcode Weekly contest 337. It's a medium level problem. The problem name is check knight 2 configuration. Okay, so there is a knight on an n cross n chessboard, and in a valid configuration, the knight starts at the top left cell of the board and visits every cell on the board exactly once. Okay, so you are given an n cross n integer matrix grid consisting of distinct integers in the range 0 to n square minus 1, where grid of row column indicates that the cell row column is the grid, this one, okay, that the knight visited. The moves are zero indexed. Okay, it's a big problem statement. I'll explain you with the help of diagram, don't worry. So return true if grid represents a valid configuration of the knight's movements, or false otherwise. Okay, now note that a valid knight move consists of moving two squares vertically and one square horizontally, or two squares horizontally and one square vertically. The figure below illustrates the possible 8 moves of a knight. Okay, like you can see here, this is the figure. Okay, so if you're standing here, okay, so what do you do? Either you move two steps vertically in any direction and one horizontally, or two horizontally and one vertically. Okay, so what are the possible ways? You move two steps vertically and then one here, one here. Okay, you move two steps vertically and one step horizontally here or here. Similarly, you now move two steps horizontally, so one up, one down. Similarly, one up, one down. So total there are 8 possibilities for a knight to move. Okay, and in short, what the problem is saying, suppose you see this grid, so the knight starts from here. Okay, and at every particular point of time, what the knight does, so this grid contains numbers from 0 to n square minus 1. Okay, now after 0, the knight uh, needs to visit 1, the cell which is having a value 1. So can the knight visit? So just see, two steps vertically, one horizontally. Yes, the knight can visit. Okay, now after 1, the knight needs to visit 2. Can he visit? Yes, 2 vertically, 1 horizontally. From 2, can we move to 3 with a valid move? Yes, 2 horizontally, 1 vertically, right? And from this, can we move? Yes, one step like this, one step like this. Now from 4, can we move to 5? Yes, like this. From 5, can we move to 6? Yes, like this. From 6 to 7, yes, like this. Okay, from here to 8, yes, we can move it like this, 8. Then can we move to 9? Okay, so doing this again, you can move to 9. So this is all what we need to do, and we need to tell that is it possible to move from 0 to 1 to 2 like this to cells with valid moves. Okay, and also one point to note here, which is a tricky case, that the knight starts from here, and this value has to be 0, otherwise it will be an invalid configuration, right? So you need to return true or false. Now here the answer is false. Why? From 0 to 1 valid, 1 to 2 valid, 2 to 3 valid, 3 to 4 valid, right? 4 to 5 valid. Okay, 5 to 6, that is also valid. Okay, 6 to 7 is valid, but 7 to 8, just see, these are adjacent cells. Okay, so from to move from 7 to 8, you cannot perform a valid knight move. Okay, that is why you return false. Okay, now see the constraints. Total, the n can have values from 3 to 7, and obviously the grid will have values from 0 to n square minus 1. All the integers are unique, right? So nothing too fancy needs to be done here. All you need to do is, in short, 0 1 2 3 till n square minus 1. Just keep a track of what is the row column for this one, what is the row column for this one, what is the row column for this one, and so on. Okay, what are the indices? Now you start from here, right? So if you want to move from here to here, what is the what is the what will be a valid condition? The valid condition will be, suppose this one is R1, this is R2. If you find the distance between R1 and R2, similarly, if you find the distance between C1 and C2, that means between adjacent cells, what is the delta of row and what is the delta of column? So one delta has to be equals to 1 and one delta has to be equals to 2. It can be 1 2 or 2 1, whatever is the case. Okay, so this is all you need to test for every adjacent possibility, like 0 1 1 2 2 3 and so on. So that is what I have done here. Just see, This is my main function. This is the boundary condition that if the first cell is not 0, return false. I've taken a map. You can take any other data structure as well. I've just taken a map, and this integer represents what is the value, and this is what is the row and column for this particular value, right? Now I've populated my map. That map dot put the value and its corresponding row and column indices. Okay, now you start from 0, right? So the current row and current column. Okay, you start from here. Now you start traversing from 1 to n square. So what do you do now? The cell which I want to visit, what is the row and column for that particular cell? So map dot get I, get key and get value, find the delta. Okay, find the delta. Obviously I need the absolute value, so I have taken math dot absolute. Now check whether it's a valid delta or not. So what is a valid delta? Just see, I've written a utility function. This is the delta for row, this is the delta for column. Now if the delta for row equals to 2 and the delta for column equals to 1, or the other way around, so you return true, else you return false. So that's what I've done here. Just see. So if this is not valid, return false, else you continue and you update that now your current row and current column will be this row and column. Okay, when the cell which I've just visited. Okay, and finally when you are done, when everything is done, that means all the cells were visited, you finally return true, right? So a simple problem. You just need to see which data structure I need to use and what's the property of delta and all that, right? And you'll be good to go, right? So yeah, I hope you learned something new from this video. Do support it by giving up thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel. In case of any queries, do let me know in the comment section. I'll revert on each one of them. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.